scientific death.
In the mid-1940s, chemical engineering facilities were scaling up their operations rapidly. To separate compounds by molecular weight, technicians began testing early models of high-speed gas centrifuges. The apparatus for these tests was mathematically precise. It featured a heavy, vertically balanced metal rotor, completely sealed inside a steel vacuum casing. In operation, this central mass was engineered to spin at tens of thousands of revolutions per minute. During a high-load stress run, a technician did what operators of that era routinely did to monitor their equipment. He stepped directly up to the steel casing to read the analog pressure gauges. At that precise moment, the spinning rotor inside reached a critical mechanical threshold. The metal completely disintegrated, tearing outward through the exterior steel casing in a fraction of a millisecond. The fragments of the dense metal rotor became supersonic shrapnel, striking the technician's torso at speeds exceeding 500 meters per second. This sheer velocity instantly overwhelmed the resistance of human biological tissue, causing deep lacerations and completely severing the aorta and vena cava. As the multi-kilogram chunks of steel hit his body, they triggered a massive high-velocity deceleration shock. The blunt transfer of kinetic energy ruptured his liver and lungs, causing instantaneous internal hemorrhaging. The directional plane of the blast then amputated extremities, destroying deep nerve networks. The catastrophic drop in blood pressure induced immediate, irreversible neurogenic shock. Absolute biological death followed in less than 1 second. How does a scientific separation tool, a machine containing absolutely zero explosives, spontaneously transform into a lethal fragmentation weapon? To find the cause of death, we have to look past the biological autopsy and perform a mechanical one. The suspect is hidden entirely within the laws of physics that govern spinning objects. This diagram shows the foundational principle of rotational kinematics. The formula dictates that outward acceleration equals rotational velocity squared times the radius. In physical terms, as an object spins, every single molecule inside of it is pulled forcefully outward from the center. This creates what engineers call hoop stress, an immense, invisible tensile force stretching the rotor's metal lattice against itself as it tries to expand. The catalyst for this specific disaster was nearly imperceptible. Deep inside the rotor shaft, there was a microscopic manufacturing imbalance. It was invisible to the naked eye, but as the centrifuge accelerated, that tiny physical flaw generated subtle micro-vibrations, which compounded and intensified with every passing rotation. The machine's own inescapable rotational forces slowly tore it apart from the inside out. In the final milliseconds of the test run, the increasing rotational velocity pushed the hoop stress to a mathematical breaking point, completely exceeding the metal's ultimate tensile strength. The metal of the rotor transitioned instantly from elastic deformation directly into cataclysmic structural failure. Looking at this chart, you can see why that failure was so violent. The energy stored in a spinning mass relies on the kinetic energy formula, where energy scales with the square of the rotational velocity. A heavy mass spinning rapidly holds a terrifying amount of pent-up power. When the metal finally snapped, the structural failure acted as a physical release valve. All that stored rotational energy instantly converted into linear kinetic shrapnel. The energy transfer was so massive that the outer steel casing failed to act as a protective shell. Instead, it became part of a deadly fragmentation payload. Push rotational kinematics past their material limit, and the resulting mechanical failure guarantees a detonation that is mathematically identical to a conventional explosive device. The mid-century accident proved a grim physical reality. Human biology has absolute zero resistance to unchecked rotational energy. That realization forced a total rewrite of industrial construction codes. Today, high-speed rotational machinery is legally required to be housed inside burst-proof containment rings. Modern centrifuges are wrapped in heavy armor made from forged steel or Kevlar. If a rotor disintegrates internally today, these multi-layered shells are designed to absorb 100% of the fragmentation before a single piece of metal breaches the room. The second pillar of modern safety relies on automated reflexes. Today's machines are built with internal piezoelectric accelerometer sensors. devices that translate minute physical vibrations into electrical signals. If these sensors detect an imbalance of even a fraction of a millimeter during acceleration, the computer acts. It automatically cuts power and applies emergency magnetic braking, stopping the machine long before it can reach critical failure velocity. The final and arguably most important pillar of safety is absolute distance. Technicians no longer walk up to heavy machinery to check analog gauges. They operate equipment from behind reinforced concrete barriers, monitoring the process entirely through remote optical cameras and digital readouts. The physical plane of high-speed rotation is kept completely separate from operators. Because physics has no regard for human tissue, modern engineering safety codes were written in blood.
If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below with your favorite emoji.